Producers are thinking about planting wheat right now, and Derrell, let's talk about some of the cattle that will be grazing on that wheat later this year.
Well, stocker producers are, we're close to planting it. We're thinking about buying stocker cattle for the fall. We could be buying these calves anytime in the next month to 2 months. And so there's a couple questions out there. Obviously, one of them is what are we going to have to pay for these calves this fall that we buy for grazing? We've still got very strong prices. It looks like we're going to continue with that, but we also know that in a longer term sense, this cattle market is kind of turning the corner here. We see bigger numbers ahead of us. At some point in time, there's going to be some erosion of prices. Probably won't happen this fall. So I think stocker producers probably can take today's prices as a pretty good indication of what it's going to cost. If you look at the value of gain that's implied in today's market prices, it's pretty attractive from a stocker producer standpoint.
Well, let's talk about the market in your crystal ball whenever the cattle come off of the wheat, say in the spring.
That raises that question even more. Then at some point in time, there's going to be some pressure on these prices. And the real question is, do we turn that corner before then? How much downside risk might there be on these feeder cattle between now and next spring? Certainly the futures market doesn't give you very much to work with right now, so it's hard to go out and price those cattle. We're taking a certain amount of risk buying them this fall and counting on that market to be there. There's really no way to know. I guess we have to be a little bit careful. I think we'll still have a pretty strong market. I think it's going to work out fine this fall, but there is clearly more downside risk in this market at some point in time. Producers need to be aware of that.
So let's talk about the market for the calves that are going to be sold this fall.
Our spring-born calves will be coming to town this fall, and same story. I mean, the cow-calf sales this fall are the flip side of the stocker purchase decision. So, again, the question is how much, downside potential is there in this market? I really don't think there's a lot this fall. Even though, again, feeder supplies are up, we know over time we're going to build cattle numbers. It's not going to happen much before the end of this year, I don't think. So I think cow-calf producers are going to enjoy good, strong prices, not as high as a year ago. That was probably the peak, but we're going to see the second highest net returns for cow-calf producers based on these fall 2015 calf sales.
Let's talk about the price of cattle right now, and then also rebuilding the herd, how that could play together.
Well, again, we've turned that corner. We are in herd rebuilding unless something changes it. Right. Of course, next year's another year, so right, things could change. But assuming that doesn't, we are clearly building, and eventually we are going to add supplies and pressure this market. I think that's a longer-term process. It's just barely starting now. It'll grow a bit in 2016. There'll be a little more pressure, but still good, strong prices. It's going to be 2017 into 2018 probably before we get to a point where we, have more significant pressure on prices in general in the cattle market.
Okay, thank you much. Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.